Welcome to another episode of Grade Pending. It's been a while. We're back. It's me, it's John, it's Otto, it's Jared, the usual suspects, the Reservoir Dogs. Those are movie references. Because this is Grade Pending where we talk about movies, TV shows, things like that. And it's been a while. We missed a couple. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that, fans, viewers, watchers. But we're gonna recap a bunch. Um, the last movie we did was Creed 3, which was about March. So we've missed about a month and a half, almost 2 months worth of movies. So we're gonna talk about a few that we've seen since then. Otto's seen about 100 movies, but we're gonna talk about a handful. We're not gonna talk about all of those. We're gonna get a few in. A few big movies we're gonna hit first. We're not gonna do our typical format of individual review, group chat. We're gonna probably keep it as a group this time, but everybody's gonna give their individual reviews on this stuff still. Awesome, which is the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. We got Dope, which is very good, not perfect, not the bestest, but hey, it's a good show, good piece of entertainment. We got Meh, which basically is all right, or watched it once, not trying to watch it no more. And then we got Straight Trash. I'm never watching it again. It was hot garbage. Get this out my face. Why did I spend money on this? However you feel about it. All right. And Otto will probably hate everything we say because he's an angry man.
It's true.
John will say that I'm wrong, about some stuff because that's what John does. Jared's gonna take like 3 hours to give us a simple, simple
Do that.
review of a simple movie. You know how we do it.
In summary,
Full summary, the full recap.
Shout
We
out Megan the Stallion.
Jared's gonna get the full recap, but we just asked for a review. He's gonna get a full scene by scene breakdown. But that's how we do. So you already know. Obviously, I'm gonna have. We're gonna put the table of contents down below. You're watching this on YouTube. You can fast forward to the movies you wanted to see us talk about because we're gonna cover a couple of them today. Let's start with Scream 6, which came out March 9th. Scream 6, the latest installment of the Scream franchise. I wasn't interested in it, but the trailer did kind of intrigue me. I believe Otto convinced me to go see it, so I saw it. Had to watch 5 because I didn't see 5, so I watched 4, 5. Then I went to see 6. So let's talk about it. Now, John and Otto, you guys are more of the horror movie guys, but we've all seen this. It's one of the movies that we've all seen. So John,
Jared watched it?
huh?
Jared saw Scream?
Jarrison?
Yep.
Wow.
See?
Latina power, the power of Latinas on Jared. Undeniable. I love it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So first and foremost, let's get our grades out the way real quick. Did anybody think it was awesome? Did anybody think it was dope?
Probably. Yeah.
Go with dope?
I'll go to low dope. I'll go to low
Low
dope.
dope as well for me.
Man?
I go high, man.
Yeah, man. Trash? No, so no trash. I will say low dope. To me, I think it basically the format remains the same. Spoiler alert as well for anybody watching for everything we talk about going forward, obviously. But it was 3 killers this time instead of the typical 2. But they did the same. It was family, mad about avenging the other kill. It very simple. The biggest difference this time was New York City. A little more people. A little, the train scene was pretty cool. Things like that. But yeah, typical Scream. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Otto, did anything stand out to you that differentiated from the rest?
For me, it was a little bit of a letdown because part 5 was one of my favorites in the franchise. I was really looking forward to seeing what they were gonna do, and it was kind of like, all right, they're coming to New York. I'm like, all right, I live in New York, so it's not really unless somebody's punching someone's head off like Jason when he took Manhattan. I'm not really, Then Ghostface with a shotgun, like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it because I enjoy beautiful Latina women like Jared. So this had 2 of them in it, so that was pretty good. But the reveal of the killers were not that, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
And then the legacy characters not having Sydney come back over money was weird, even though it's fine that she wasn't there. Oh, my biggest pet peeve with this is that no one died. No one that mattered died. People keep getting stabbed and stabbed and stabbed, and it's like, oh, 2 minutes later they walk into the next scene like, oh, everything's fine. Consequences are important. In part 5, fucking Dewey died, and I felt that shit. I was like, fuck, he made it so far, and he finally fucking died for real, and it was fucking epic. And then this one was just like nothing. Gail almost died, and at the end they're like, oh, she's fine. I just got an email, she's fine. So it's like, pretty inconsequential. It made a shit ton of money because of the Jenna Ortega popularity, and we're gonna get another one. The core 4 being established as the core 4, and then all core 4 surviving.
Right.
Not a fan of that. But besides that, it was shot well. You know, it got some good kills. It was okay.
Right. John, anything do you want to talk about in Scream 6 that stood out to you?
So, I mean, me personally, I do think that Scream is one of the better franchises as far as holding up with this consistency of what you expect and being, a slasher film. None of them are amazing. Oh my God, this is the best thing ever. But they still kept entertainment throughout the series. And even this one, I thought was still good enough to keep up with the thing. I do agree with Otto when it comes to even the reveal of the killer. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't like, oh my God. And my biggest complaints are kind of the same thing. It's like, one, the fact that the girl, I can't remember her name, but the girl got stabbed on the train, and then she's there at the end. Like, aren't you supposed to be in the hospital getting stitched up? Like, what? That's not how this works. Like, it's not how it works. And then, but even the part where the father, like the main character, I forget her name, is the older sister is running at the father while he still has a gun. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna run at you too with the gun," instead of busting a shot. Like, what the fuck? It makes no sense. So a little bit of stupidity with the way they did some of the kills, and then I do agree. Same thing with fucking Gail Weathers surviving. Like, she definitely should have died this one. That'd have been a good kill. Plus, no one wants to see Monica anymore.
They killed her boyfriend though. Why the black dude had to die?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
He tried to fight. He tried to fight.
Come on.
You can't fight Ghostface. Right? He tried to fight Ghostface. I actually, as much as I'm a fan of the slasher genre, I like that they changed it up. And when he grabbed the shotgun, I was like, Ghostface with a shotgun? I'll take it because it's New York. I was like, I'll take it. Yeah. So I did appreciate it a little bit. At first, I was like, he's not supposed to have a shot. And then when he had, I was like, he's not gonna bust off a shot though. I was like, oh shit. But still low dope. I still think the franchise, although I never was a huge Ghostface fan, I have to give it credit where credit's due. It's one of the better franchises. When you go through 1 through 6, not many movies have a good 1 through 6. So to even be a low dope, honestly, even if it is a high med, that's still not bad for a 6th film in a horror franchise.
True. Jared, what's your thoughts on Scream 6?
He's fucking choking on rice.
That's your thoughts?
It was okay.
Think about the Latinos.
It was okay. I had it's the same thing as John and Otto.
Yeah,
right there.
Just back to back, and he's just
choking on them thoughts.
You good over there?
Fucking dying, man. All right.
Those Colombian women that do that to you, but
that is true.
Sorry, that's what fucked me up. But no, same concerns Otto and John. Like that core 4 shit, it was like, all right, cool, but how you get stabbed up on the train? How her brother get? I mean that. How did he survive getting slashed up by both the brother and the sister in the movie theater, and they do this perfectly? I'm not saying he's perfectly fine, but the nigga's walking. How he did not die. You can't.
He was a Chad, bud. He was a Chad. Very strong.
It's the power of Chad. But I mean, that was like, that did get me kind of tight because I was like, it kind of takes away the emotion of, oh shit, when the core 4 die, whatever. Like, it takes away from that moment. But I mean, Gail didn't die. Her man died. My man tried to scrap. He got. Gail survived that whole apartment scene, which was like wild as hell. But I mean, I think it was still cool when it had like the whole memorabilia thing. That. Yeah. That was pretty cool. You're giving callbacks to old ones and so forth. So I think that's pretty cool. But it just didn't. It didn't wow me. And I didn't see part 5, and I felt like watching this. I didn't really need to see part 5. I kind of feel like it kind of talked about it enough for me to not kind of know who these sisters are, because I think they were introduced in the last film.
The twins was introduced, yeah, and the sisters, yeah, the two
core
sisters,
four
the
from
core
part
four
five.
were introduced, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I didn't need to watch a part 5, because even though I was like, okay, who are they? They kind of like made themselves kind of known to be like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't need to go back to watch, this. But I mean, it was an okay film, otherwise than the nitpicks I have about prominent people not dying.
What was what's her name? That was the FBI agent that was in the.
Oh.
Hayden Panettiere, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody think she was gonna be Ghostface, and then they twisted it, and did anybody?
I listened. Yeah, word. I listened to some of the rumors out there, and I got we always talk expectations. I was really hoping they somehow bring Matthew Lillard back.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest rumors going around. Yeah,
and I would have been hyped for that. And then when Ghostface stood up and he was tall, I was like, oh, that might be Scooby Doo over here. But no Matthew Lillard.
And dear Hollywood, the trains in New York City do not get pitch black anymore. Stop that trope.
Maybe in your area, all right, settle down, man. You know what,
it don't happen. The pitch blackness.
But they weren't on the new. They weren't on the new. They were on the.
They were on the new. That was the sixth. That was the sixth train they was on.
But that was in a brand new joint with the Wi-Fi built in and all that shit.
Nah, it wasn't one of those. But still, it don't get pitch black.
A long time.
And why did they take the local?
One train in some parts.
They didn't know better.
Why you take the local? Hit the express. Get there quicker. Come on, guys. Uber, Lyft. Come on. We got to set this up now. The train trope. Y'all missed that a couple years. Bringing it to New York City. I should have been did that, but we'll let that slide. Anything else we missed on that? Anything else we need to discuss with Scream 6? We good there?
I think we're good.
All right, cool. I mean, I would say that we all agree a franchise worth watching.
Thoughts, Paul. You're the one that didn't speak on it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I agree with you guys. So I'll say what I was gonna say. Something worth watching. I didn't mind watching it. Like you guys said, not the best. Worth watching. Wasn't disappointed. It's consistent. The consistency may start to get old soon because now they're cranking them out more frequently. But other than that, yeah, it was what I expected. Like I said, oh yeah, it's 3 guys now. I kind of figured it was gonna be Pop's involvement. After a while, he kind of gave it away a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, then they were the siblings of the. Okay, part 5. Oh, all right, But
John wants to say something.
That you just reminded me of that though. How the fuck did he fake his daughter's death through the whole precinct? Everyone's like, oh, feeling bad for him.
Yeah.
Where's the body?
Right.
They swapped the body, John.
They swapped the body. Yeah. He's got access to evidence and stuff. And that's why he was able to get all the memorabilia.
This is terrible and an insult on the intelligence of the NYPD. This is terrible.
Well, we'll save that for Words Music Dance. This is grade pending, sir. We talk about the movies, not politics and police.
But he was the first on scene, so it made it easy for him to swap.
But yeah, that was why he got all the evidence. He had the gloves, the blades, and that's why that's what I said. I forgot what point it was, but at one point I was like, yeah, it's him. He's in there. He's involved in it somehow. I just didn't know it was gonna be him and both the kids, and because again I was thinking 2 killers. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know. Oh, it's 3 this time. Oh, that was the only thing that the wow moment. But yeah, like I said, wasn't disappointed in watching it. Consistent, what I expected. It is what it is. Moving on. March 16th, we got Shazam: Fury of the Gods, the sequel, which Dwayne Johnson didn't want to happen or never did he care about. The sequel to the original Shazam movie. Yeah. I will start that off and just say, man, the villains weren't good. Man. Jared, did you see that one?
Nope.
All right, so we'll skip you. John?
Nope.
Otto, you froze. Otto, you're frozen.
Otto froze with duck lips.
He got
the duck lips.
Wow. We have a thumbnail. So yeah, so like Dwayne Johnson, you're trying to avoid Shazam as well. And you know, but what was your review of what's your grade on
I
Shazam?
wasn't gone that long. Did you guys all give it a dope? Are we good? Are we
No,
ready?
they did not see it.
Yeah.
Wow,
No.
you fucking free. It's on regular TV now.
I don't want to see it. If it was free TV.
So who the
I
fuck?
watch it for free. Just
I
YouTube.
did.
You and Paul.
Oh
I
damn,
said,
bro.
man, it wasn't trash, but I'll go, man. What you got?
Yeah, it was man.
All right, thanks for that deep dive.
All right, Shazam! Fear of the Gods. What a waste of time. This movie was dead as soon as they announced the reboot, the DC Universe reboot, which is coming up right now in The Flash. The Flash, which is going to make more money than Ant-Man because Quantumania. Nobody in The Flash beats women. Okay, they commit crimes, but they don't beat women. That's only something that Jonathan Majors does.
That's not true. Ezra beat up an old couple.
Hey, Shazam! All right. So anyway,
We're not gonna do that. Ezra beat up 2 people.
Movie never had a fucking chance. As soon as they said, "Oh, they're gonna reboot this doesn't count," and then fucking white boy, Mr. Shazam himself, started talking about Pfizer on Twitter. So he it's over. We don't talk politics on this podcast because John's afraid. But it's over. The movie was dead right away. Dead. It was no chance in hell. But as far as like watching it as a film on its own, it was fine. It was nothing special. Part 1 was better infinitely. Shazam as an adult didn't act anything like Shazam as a teenager, so it didn't make any sense.
Inconsistent.
But on the flip side, Mary Marvel was in it, and she's hot in Spanish, so I got my money's worth. Like, I don't understand. In the grand scheme of the DCEU, RIP, it doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter. But if you want to watch a movie, a family-friendly movie that has some decent jokes and at least one really attractive Latina, it's worth watching. But yeah, it's a meh. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's stupider than men, so we're clear. Because again, no men beating women in this.
Allegedly.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how alleged.
You leave Kane alone.
John and I covered it in our podcast. We can't name on this podcast, but you know what it's called. We talked about it.
Allegedly.
No name.
We'll edit all that out. So anyway, moving on. Next movie, March 23rd, we got John Wick 4.
Woo.
I believe we all saw that. Correct?
I saw it twice.
John, your name is in the title, so I hope you saw that.
Definitely saw that.
All right. All right, John, what's your thoughts, review, your grade on John Wick 4?
What's your highest score again?
Awesome.
I know you. No, I'm going with awesome. I loved it. First of all, it's John, so violent as fuck. That's what I need. All I need is violence in my life. So violent as fuck. I loved every part of it. There's not a part of it that I complain about. I liked how they explained things, like how they did things. I even like the ending, the nice farewell. Again, if we're spoiling it, you're fault for not watching it because you should have been watching this movie. But even the nice goodbye was beautiful. I'm excited for the spinoff, the Continental spinoff. Like I said, the fight scenes, the choreography, everything, it lived up to what John Wick is. And it got right in the vein of John Wick 2, which was my favorite one. I gotta watch this one again before I know if this is my favorite one. But John Wick 2 was my favorite one, and to me, I had the best choreography and stunts and fights. And this one got right back into that. Not that Parabellum wasn't good, but Parabellum was more gunplay than anything else. This was back to that John Wick fucking close quarter combat, destroying, whipping ass. The only hate I hear from people all the time is how does he take so much body damage? And shut the fuck up. He's a superhero.
The suit is bulletproof.
Nah, down them stairs though. Nah.
Oh yeah, it's falling. That's different. Yeah, it's falling.
Yeah.
But kill you. But
again,
it's just gonna hurt.
But again, violent as fuck. And then even who I didn't know, Otto actually put me on because I actually watched it with Otto. Otto put me on. I was like, yo, that dude in the fat suit could move. Remind me of myself. And then I was like, Otto was like, oh, that's Sky Atkins. I was like, what? And fucking Sky Atkins, bro. But the whole, like I said, the fight scene just phenomenal, awesome, without a doubt.
Jared, what's your thoughts on John Wick 4?
I mean, John Wick full of a fucking hotel, man. How this is alive is on me. But yeah,
he had an awning on the way down.
It broke his fall.
Yeah, after
it
going
broke his back and his fall.
After going from the 50th floor, he hit the awning on the 30th, and that broke his fall slightly. Not make him paralyzed.
It's science.
Nah. Yeah, awesome, awesome. I love the series, John Wick. Kind of what John was saying too, it went back to the close quarter action a lot. Um, I can't say enough about Donnie Yen. I love Donnie Yen. I've always been a fan of his stuff. Um, so just having him as a blind martial artist, it was dope. Um, everybody has something at stake. John was, Donnie was doing this for his daughter. John's trying to, free for freedom. Um, maybe in depth because it's kind of it gives you the idea that John died, but the dog. I feel like the dog, like at the end, like peeped over, like, "Hey, I see you over there," kind of shit. But I don't know.
I've seen those conspiracy theories too. He did. Now he did, unless they want to make more money.
That's
I
true.
mean, of course they do, but
Yeah,
hopefully
but he
does.
did. I think he did. He did.
But I mean, it was a touching scene when you got to see Sharon's his character because Lance Reddick is actually dead in real life. So to see him buried in that, it kind of did touch it kind of touched the heart a little bit. But I mean, it was a fantastic movie. You're going from Tokyo and all over the place, and even the little tease of the Japanese, I forgot his name, but his daughter going at Donnie and Dan was like it's an open ended theory of did he get her, did she get him, but even just John's farewell at the Sacred Heart Church was dope. Just him sitting there and just peeling over and stuff. It was a brilliant film, but that's the John Wick film. It's been a great series.
Otto, what you got?
Nunchucks, baby. We brought him back. Never seen nunchucks used properly in a fucking movie anymore. Yes, as soon as I bought these, I hit myself in the dick immediately, but it was worth it. Fucking channel a little bit of fucking gung fu. John Wick. That was a masterpiece. I saw it twice. First one with in RPX, second one in Laser IMAX or whatever. That's the one to beat this year. Absolutely awesome for the reasons these gentlemen have already mentioned. Probably, I mean, the top down GTA sequence or Hotline Miami, depending on who you ask and how old you are. That was amazing to see that. The sound design was so good. The combat, the fight scene, and all the stuff in Paris was insane. And like the stairs, you guys already mentioned it. Fucking Scott Adkins, Boyka, fucking doing kicks like John used to at Best Buy. It was fucking amazing, dude. This movie was fucking adrenaline, so good. I can't wait to own it in 4K and to watch it again. Definitely the one to beat this year. Yeah, no complaints. He's definitely dead. Officially, he's definitely dead. But to your point, if the studio wants him to be alive, then he might be alive.
Right.
Making a lot of money.
And so I think to tie it all up, I think we got a unanimous awesome. I think it was awesome as well. I love the little Easter eggs in it, like you said, Hotline Miami with the scene, the top down shooting, them getting on the train, like a nod to the Matrix. We had so many little nods to other films, to anime, to video games, and it was to the other movies, to previous movies. Had little flashbacks to the previous movies of the John Wick movies. I mean, like it was a great wrap up of the series, bringing it all together. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. What was it, 2.5 hours of just action? As soon as he got his suit back, it took off, and it just went from there, and it didn't let up. Beautiful story, beautiful wrap
Fucking
up.
Billy Skarsgård, Skarsgård, whatever.
Yeah, Skarsgård was great.
His when I first heard him cast, I was like, but
he was a
job.
great antagonist. Like you hated him, like you hated him, and you wanted to see him get
Jean-Claude Van Damme accent, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
so good.
And even the visuals.
This guy, the fucking Mr. Nobody, he did a great job too with the dog.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All good characters. The only thing is, this is the only movie we mentioned thus far without a hot Latina, and that bothers me. But the Asian chick, she did her thing.
Was all right. She got business. She took her robe off, and she got to her fight and stuff. So she held it down. She held it down.
John Wick is not about the booty; it's about the violence.
¿Por qué no los dos, John? ¿Por qué no los dos?
The visuals, the Eiffel Tower in the background. When he just that scene when he walked through the museum with the paintings in the background. Like it was just beautifully shot. Like it was just like you just stared at, even when they weren't fighting and shooting. The visuals they set, it was just like, wow, this looks like the wide angles and stuff just looked great. Just to watch. It was like they really took some time with it. I thought the runtime was going to be an issue, but it was not. Yeah, a few
Even
scenes. The scene with them dancing in the club could have been removed, but when you watch it, you're like, no, it's fine. You know, it didn't add to the story, but it was just a great scene. So it was like, yeah, nah, leave it. Let's go. You know,
even a call back to the Warriors. You know, when you
Warriors. Like
have
you said, it was mad. It was a bunch of Easter eggs in the movie. The Warriors scene with Shorty just seeing her lips. You know,
Yep.
talking like it was a bunch. Like the director put a bunch of stuff in it, and it was a great gumbo. All right. So the next movie on the list, if my screen opens back up, we moving on to April 5th, and we got the Super Mario Brothers the movie. As you know, a man named Otto has his Luigi hat on, and I believe we all seen that. Correct, Jared?
Here we
Huh?
go.
We all should have.
Here we
You know,
go.
obviously is doing some very good numbers, making a lot of money. As of now, I think it's the highest grossing film of the year. I don't. Am I right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think I know. I just saw it passed the fifth highest grossing animated film of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. It's only been this is its third weekend as of when we're shooting this right now, and it was number one this weekend again
Mm-hmm.
against Evil Dead and other stuff that came out. So yeah, I think it's gonna be number one all the way until what, Guardians, which is
Probably. Yeah. That's like the next big movie to probably take over some of the other big theaters. So yeah, yeah. So we've all seen it. Once again, I'll go first. Awesome. I love, speaking of John Wick with Easter eggs. I love the Easter eggs in the movie. Short and sweet, got right to it. Hour and a half movie, covered everything. It gave me a bunch of nostalgia. It all made sense. It was great to see Mario. The animation was great. Looked like a living video game come to life. Like I loved it. Awesome. No arguments. No complaints. Otto, what you think? What your Luigi hat on?
Yeah, I would have given it an awesome, but not enough of this guy, okay? It's the Mario Brothers, not the Mario show, all right? There was too much Mario. Okay, you made Princess Peach not a damsel in distress. I respect it. She did her thing. She was awesome in it, but not enough Luigi, god damn it. We could have had another half an hour, do a little Luigi's Mansion section. There was a lot of stuff that could have been done. They'll fix it in the sequel. But for now, I'll give it a high dope.
It sounds like you're suffering from player 2 syndrome.
How fucking dare main character syndrome. I have all the Luigi games, all right? My first fucking game, and I'm dating myself a little bit, was Super Mario 3 for the NES, because some guy wanted to bang my mom and he bought me a Nintendo. So,
Shout out to that guy.
We all been there.
my mom's Dominican figure. Anyway, funny story is I was playing Mario and Zelda. It was great. But back to this. I love Mario. I played every mainline. I own every mainline Mario. I've beaten every mainline Mario. But I'm a huge Luigi guy. And yeah, he did his thing. It was fucking beautiful. You already mentioned there was a lot of nostalgia. The songs, some of the 80s songs didn't really fit, but I like 80s music, so it was like whatever. It was fucking awesome, dude. It was really, really awesome, but not giving it the great awesome. It's a high dope. It's a high dope for me. On to you guys.
Jared, you up next. Wait, what happened? Otto, say it again.
Mas Luigi.
All right, Jared.
Awesome. The end. Nah, yeah,
All
it was
right.
awesome. It was awesome. Like everything. I didn't like the 80s music. I particularly cared for it because it's the same time frame as when Mario first came out. You know, like all that is kind of it's the same genre and in the era of that. But I just love that movie from beginning to end. Can't say enough about Jack Black being Bowser. The song Peaches is amazing. Even when he got interrupted a couple times, you know, it was still dope. You know, it had a lot of callbacks. The first game I had was Super Mario, and Duck Hunt. It was when it was that.
You also bang my mom?
I don't think so. I'm not quite sure, but
I'm not quite sure.
Like
No.
Probably was a Rolling Stone, so I don't know, man. But you know, it was a Super Mario and Duck Hunt, you know, combo cassette, you know, with the gun and stuff, and I had Wrecking Crew too. So even Spike and stuff, seeing that was awesome to me. Like everything was it was an amazing film. Not going to speak about that thing we had back in the 90s, but it was a great animated movie. It
You
made
respect John
sense.
Leguizamo.
Yeah, I still got love for the OG movie. I still got love for
I'm
it.
not going to shit on it. I'm just going to
He's
talk.
rocking the Goombas in the elevator.
You
Come
know,
on. Come on.
But,
fucking
you know,
boots, those
it holds a
Nikes.
place in my heart.
The biggest thing people are going to have was about Chris Pratt, being Mario. And honestly, I think it was just great just not having him be like a caricature of Italians, and stuff. And you even gave love to the guy who voiced Mario in the movie too. So that, that had a place in people's hearts and stuff too. But amazing movie. I love Mario. I'll see it again too.
John?
So I watched it. I took my kids to watch it, which is great, great experience because kind of like when I watch a horror movie with someone who gets scared easily, it's a great experience. When I watch a kids movie with my kids, even though I love kids movies, it's a good experience to see how they love it and how they enjoy it. I did enjoy the film. I love Jack Black as Bowser. I didn't like Chris Pratt as Mario, actually. I do agree there should have been more Luigi. I have it as a dope, not a high dope, but just a dope. I thought about it itself, and like, I'll be honest, I love animated films, and even most recently, I watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which was phenomenal, and I couldn't wait for it to come out to watch it again. I don't mind waiting to watch it again. Like I have no interest in like I have to watch it again. I do love the Brooklyn love because the promo's from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, there we go, Jared. We see you. But I do agree should have been a lot more Luigi. Like I said, I love the song. Peaches is stuck in my head. I can't go nowhere without hearing it. Like it's stuck in my head. But the film itself, it didn't do anything for me. I was like, this movie,
Really?
like, and the nostalgia was there. I loved Mario.
John, maybe is it because you didn't bang my mom?
That could be it. That could be it. But there's always time. But no, no. But like I love Mario as a kid, but I wasn't. I don't know what it was, and I was like, maybe I'll watch it again and I'll feel differently. But after just watching Puss in Boots: Last Wish again, and I'm like, yo, this movie is phenomenal.
Yeah, there's levels.
I'm like, like that movie had a message, had a story. There's nothing behind Mario. It's like the little guy could
message
win.
in Mario.
That the little guy could stand a chance.
That's right. As a short man, I was proud to see that little guy overcome and look out for his brother, and his brother ended up saving
only
him.
overcame as a bigger guy.
Yeah, he took
the little guy did not win. He had to become bigger to win.
No, he did a lot as the little guy. He did a lot when he was little. He wore the other suits. When he had the raccoon suit and flying and stuff, he was still small though. He didn't grow big. It wasn't always about big. It was still the little man Mario with the big heart. You know what I mean?
And then the kitty cat fighting Donkey Kong, and I was like, oh, come on.
Listen, I loved it. As a player of those games, I wore those suits. It made sense to me.
Like I said, I still give it a dope. I still thought it was cool and it was animated and shot well and like it looked beautiful. I didn't like Chris Pratt as Mario. I didn't enjoy him as Mario. I love fucking Charlie as fucking Luigi. Fucking phenomenal job. And then Jack Black was just, that was Bowser. That was perfect. But again, I didn't hate it. I'm not looking for, and it's rare, especially since the way it looked. I'd be the type like I can't wait for 4K to watch it on my fucking OLED and this one I'm like, when it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah, I saw it twice. I loved it. I saw it twice.
John, did your kids like it more than you?
My kids loved it. No, my kids loved it. My daughter was there with her Mario in a raccoon doll, holding it. Like they loved it. They enjoyed it. They want to watch it again. So when I watch it again,
so I'm gonna disregard your grade and take their word for it. Yeah, I'm gonna take their word for it. So it's an awesome because the kids like it.
But even Otto didn't have an awesome. Otto said dope. He said hi dope, but he said.
But he's wearing a Luigi hat, so therefore I'm giving it awesome. So it's awesome all around. It's unanimously awesome. Got it. Cool. Got it. Sweet.
Yeah, the politics.
Unanimously awesome. Gotta love it. Yeah.
So now you're getting paid by Marvel and Mario, bro?
Or it's just what I like. So I don't have to get paid. But if anybody's listening from Nintendo or Marvel, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? 2021vision.com. Just call me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm doing really good job at holding back because there's a representation joke involving Donkey Kong that I want to make, and I'm not making it. I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm a changed man. Carry on.
Is it something about the Jewish community? Because it was voiced by
something like that. But anyway, moving on. How you doing? Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. He was just playing himself, but it was pretty funny.
Well, he said that. It was somewhere in the interview. He said he phoned it in. He literally said he phoned it in. So, yeah. And surprisingly, it fit. So he just played himself, and it fit.
Little buddy cop situation. That was cool.
That'd be a good spinoff. Mario and Donkey Kong spinoff. You know, Rush Hour.
Luigi gets his movie first. Okay, relax.
Nobody
Luigi
cares about Player 2.
You want to watch a Luigi Mansion movie?
Nobody cares about Player 2. We got the Luigi Mansion
Fucking
scenes.
God. But you think you want to see about a little guy? You want another little guy movie? No. Luigi.
It's
Oh.
Mario Brothers. Okay? Mario.
Yeah, brothers. There's two of them. We only saw one.
Well, it says bros. So it's Mario and bros. So Luigi's a bro, Donkey Kong's a bro, Toad is a bro. Bro. It's Mario, bro.
Shout out to that little star. That was really
We're all gonna die.
I was confused. Yeah, that was hilarious.
And life is what it is.
By the way, you guys could teach me right now. I always never understood that. It's Super Mario Bros. But what's their last name?
Mario.
So it's Mario?
Yes.
And Luigi Mario. Yes.
Luigi Mario.
One, I didn't know that, and two, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Why we can't make a movie about Mario anymore?
Because nobody cares about Player 2.
People in the comment section, write down, 1, did you bang my mom? And 2, who's better, Luigi or Mario? In the comments, I want to see this. I want to prove Paul once and for all. Carry on.
Mario. It's his game. It's him. You play. Everybody grab the controller, want to be Player 1. I want to be Player 1. Nobody said I want to be Player 2. I'll go second.
Player 2.
But anyway, moving on. Keeping with the theme of video game properties. We also got looking at Otto again. The Last of Us season 1, also on HBO Max. That was in March. I don't remember the exact days. It was a series. It was weekly, so spend some time. We can cover that one as well. The series ended, and Jared, you watched it, you said, right? Otto, of course, you watched it.
John, I think John
on over here?
on a sailboat.
Yeah, I watched it.
John, you good? Are you camping out?
It's raining out here, bro.
Oh. Is this Castaway?
It is Castaway.
Mario Brothers 3, John's yacht. So anyway, moving on. Yes, The Last of Us series. What was it? 8 episodes?
9. I think.
9 episodes? It's a weird number. All right. I played the game. I did not finish the game, but I played the game, so I was aware. But the rest of it was pretty much blind.
By the way, obviously, full spoilers, everybody.
Full spoilers, of course, as we said.
For part 1,
got to talk about it. John's on the trek, so we'll come back to him. But Jared, what did you think of The Last of Us, the series?
I'll say it's a dope, but I had to do what I tell everybody else to do when they watch MCU stuff: separate the comic from the cinematic universe. And I had to fall victim to my own self because I played and finished the game. And watching the series,
2 or just 1, Jared?
Huh?
1 and 2 or just 1?
I finished 1, 2. I'm still finishing up. But being that the series was about 1, so I can speak more to that. And at points, it was kind of pissing me off because I was like, where the fuck is the bloater? Like, where is this nest? When the hell did this happen? Who the fuck went to Kansas City? It's Pittsburgh. Like, it was pissing me off. And I was like, Jay, you got to really dial it back. This is series, not the game. Like, it's going to weave in and out. Just like Walking Dead has a comic series, and they take from that and they make their own adaptations. MCU, DC, they all have, the hard copy, then they have adaptations. And I'm really had to dial myself back on that one. But I mean, for the series itself, I think it was cool. I think Ellie, stayed true to her character of a foul-mouthed kid. I think it did have a nice, somewhat of a callback to the game. You can see certain parts in the game and think about, how it looked, then and compare it to the series. But I think it was overall a nice series. I'm going to try to play part 2 and finish that one and try to forget it, Because by the time season 2 comes out, I might get pissed off again.
How far did you get in part 2? Without spoiling anything, obviously.
Yeah,
Well, I
he
mean-
can't answer that question.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: did you get past the part where everyone's gonna freak out?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I'm really curious how they're gonna deal with that.
So you just spoiled that everybody's gonna freak out in part 2. Thanks.
Well, you freaked out during
Which they may not even freak out. And
Paul told me he watched episode 3 times with lotion every single time.
they may not even do that. Like they may not.
Yes.
They may not even be a shambler in the damn series until like the last fucking episode. Like,
True.
bro, there
First
was
off, Otto, I
one.
didn't watch it 3 times.
bloater.
I watched it 4 times. Okay, get it right.
Bro, there was one.
I watched it with him the 4th time.
Exactly.
It was one bloater in the entire series, in the entire show. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I don't close it with a frowny face.
Like, I mean, oh, and lastly, you know, like what's the gay couple? Bill and
You know their names.
Bill and
Right.
Bill and Otto. No, not Bill and Otto. Bill and
Bill and Otto.
I don't
Yeah,
still
man.
frozen.
Speaking of Otto,
the gay couple, Bill and I can't remember the other guy with he's
John.
in the game. Yeah, John. Like he had like, you know, like it was definitely a different, you know, I would say like that was kind of a weird thing to kind of like transition because, you know, in the game, you know, they rivaled one another because, you know, like dude got tired of living with him. And then in this one, it was like they loved each other to death through his part. And I was like, I don't know why they went that route, but
because it needed emotion.
Yes.
did you really need emotion?
It gets the people going.
Yes.
Did you really
Provocative.
Did you really need that? But nah, I think it was overall it was a good series, you know, and stuff. They try to do as much they could to stay true to it, but it is what it is.
Otto, talk to me.
Oh, so it was very interesting for me because The Last of Us was my favorite PS3 video game. This thing came out in 2013. I bought it when it came out for PS4. I bought it again when it came out for PS5. So it's a very special piece of media to me, part 1 and part 2. As controversial as part 2 is, and you guys will see why soon enough. So it was interesting for me. I was like, are they gonna fuck it up? I don't know. But they didn't. Everything was pretty good. To Jared's point, the game is a completely different experience, so you have to like disconnect that. It's an adaptation. The game is a lot more fun, a lot more violent, a lot more kills, obviously, because you're controlling and there's a lot more enemies, a lot more murder. The game's really, really good. If you haven't played it, please play the game. But the adaptation was really good. Every week I was like, what are they gonna do? And then when they threw a little swerve here and there, like doing a whole episode about 2 guys sucking each other off, okay, why not? I'll take it. I can't wait to ask. In my mind, I'm like, I can't wait to see what other people think about this. And then to see it catch fire like crazy, I was like, Walking Dead already happened. I didn't think this would catch on like that, but it did. And week to week, the audience grew, and millions of people became appointment viewing and water cooler viewing. And now I really can't wait till season 2 and what's going to happen after the first couple episodes if they do things the way they do things. But yeah, it was really, really good, really well acted. I'm happy that Joel and Ellie from the game were put into the show as different characters, so at least they had a role in it. Neil Druckmann, who made the games, was involved directly. He directed one of the episodes, and he was involved in the writing. So it's as authentic as an adaptation is going to be, and I think that's why it was so successful. Yeah, a grade. I would definitely give it. I would give it a high dope. I'll go with a high dope.
Okay. So, Jared, you said dope as well, right? So, dope. John, what you got?
So same thing as everyone else is saying. Like I'm a big fan of the game. It's why I kept my PlayStation in the first place. I fucking love the game. The game is one of my favorite games I've ever played ever. I love the story. I love the action behind it. Because of work and kids, I haven't been able to actually mess with part 2. I've tried. I've gotten like a half an hour in, and then just I haven't. But I'm gonna try before the season starts, just like Jared. Try to knock it out before the season starts. But as far as the show goes, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I watched it. At first comparing it to the game, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want it to be exactly like the game because I want to have a new experience, especially since I just replayed the game recently. And I was like, well, not recently, but recently when they announced it, more than a year before. And I'm like, oh shit, they're doing a good job. At first I was wondering how, Pedro's going to play the character, how they're going to do it. And I love the whole way they went about it. I love the story. I loved episode after episode. I enjoyed it. I was hooked in. I love the acting, love the story, the way they did it. No complaints. The scenery was fucking perfect. The way it was shot was beautiful. I also will go with a high dope. I really don't have no complaints because I didn't expect it to get a lot of the violence of the game. And I didn't expect, like, to Jared's point, where you're gonna have like bloaters and like, I didn't expect them to throw that much in there. Maybe an episode or two, because they were trying to build it around the story of the character to get the people who aren't the core fans to watch it, because the core fans are gonna watch it regardless. So to get other viewers in there, so I get it. And if you remember The Walking Dead, they didn't, when it first started out, they also didn't throw in just zombie after horde. It was a horde, and then you get nothing for a little while. Then so I didn't mind it at all. High Dope, I thought it was fucking awesome. I loved it. High Dope is my score.
And as someone who's not one of the core fans, like you say, because like I said, I played it, didn't finish it, never owned it, played somebody else's game, so I roll. I'll give it a dope. And as far as series go, you guys know how I am about sticking the landing. I feel like the final episode dropped the ball, and here's why. One, it was the shortest. It was like the shortest episode of the season. It was very fast, and I feel the conflict didn't play out as well. So when it came to the point where, Joel was faced with the decision to either take her and run and kill everybody or leave her, let her do it, it didn't seem like that hard of a decision because we didn't see enough zombies to be like, what's the cause of she's gonna die for? She's gonna die to, kill the cure or whatever, and there's no guarantee that was gonna happen. So the fact that they didn't even tell her, and we didn't really see often enough what the drama is that they would need to kill her for, it didn't seem like that much of a conflict. So I felt like, yeah, take her and run, we out. Like, no, don't die. Look, she don't need to die for this. We bonded. I don't want to see her die. So I didn't feel like, damn, Joel's bad or Joel made the wrong decision. I didn't feel like that. And I feel like it didn't hit me enough to give me a conflict of, ooh, I don't know what I would have done in that decision. I would have did the same thing he did. So to me, the finale wasn't as hard hitting as maybe they were leading up to Jared's point of the emotion in some of the episodes, the relationships that they built throughout the season. So meeting, the couple there, meeting the two brothers, meeting people along the way. It felt like, from what I gathered, was relationships is more important. Oh yeah, there's a couple zombies running around. Does she need to die for a couple? No, we are more important. And I felt like his decision was, yeah, you're not going to take another daughter from me. We out. So I didn't feel conflicted at that finale. I just felt like, yeah, no. Now the fact that he lied it made up for the lead up to the next season. The fact that he lied to her and she kind of feels like he is lying, but she was like, I bet. But as far as his decision, I didn't feel like he was a bad person or wrong in what he did. So I didn't feel any conflict in him taking out the fireflies and because they didn't even tell her. She didn't know what she was about to die for. So I didn't mind it. So, but dope. I think that would have been one thing keeping me from awesome. I was, as Otto said, I was engaged week to week. And like I said, the last episode being the shortest and straight, it was just straight wrap up. And I was like, that's it. All right. Well, let's wait for next year for 2 years for season 2, and that was how I felt in the finale. It didn't feel like, oh my God, what would I have done? No, I would have did that. I would have probably did that too. Yeah, no doubt. We're going back to my brothers in the crib and we're gonna chill over there because they live in our We in. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. Like, yeah, we out. You don't have to die. You don't have to die for this because there's no guarantee that this is gonna be the cure.
Fuck them. I'm going to my boys' house.
Yeah, we're going. You know what I'm saying?
We're going
Taking
back
my daughter.
to Wyoming.
Yeah, we're going back to my brother's spot. Let's go. We out.
There's an arcade at the mall. Like,
Yeah,
they got more
the lead up. I didn't feel the conflict because I see what they're trying to do. Like, damn, should he? Shouldn't he? No, there was no conflict.
I would say it's because and I'm pretty sure Otto and John's going to say the same thing. But that's where the game itself hits more because it's so detailed. Like, you had to go through fucking hell.
Yeah.
Through every season in almost every state, Colorado, Wyoming, Boston, Utah, you had to go through so much shit to get there that 9 episodes really doesn't capture the hell you really had to go through. Like,
and even if episode 9 had one more zombie, a wave, and then you remember, oh yeah, they need a cure for that. It needed to remind you what's the point. oh yeah, we need to stop this, and they alluded to it being hive minded and all that, and we never really seen that matter. So they alluded to the zombies, but by the time you get to it, you forgot about them. Really, it was like they're not the problem. It's these cannibals over here. These people, these two factions of politics. You got the Fireflies and the other what's the other people, and that's more of a threat than them zombies. Them zombies,
hunters and other
so
stuff.
did she need to die for that? No, no. So that's what I'm saying. It needed It needed more of this is what we're afraid of, and she could cure that. And then it's like, okay, she could save the world if she has to die. Then it's like, damn. But it was like she might not save the
So,
world.
Paul,
But she be dead though.
hypothetically speaking, since you said you didn't have an issue with that decision, and I'm not saying you're wrong or right, but if
Yes, I would kill you. Yes, if I had. Oh, continue.
if you were in Joel's shoes and it was a guarantee that Ellie dying would have saved the rest of the human race, would you have made the same decision?
So if there was a guarantee,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
adds more stake to it. But the fact that she was like, yeah, we got to drill into her brain.
Answer the question, guy. Would you? You said you were very confident, like, oh, it's no big deal. So now go ahead.
Yeah, if there was a guarantee, that would add more stake to it, and I would have to. Then I'll be conflicted. I can't tell you yes or no, but at least I'll be more conflicted. In this season, it was no conflict. If there's a guarantee, I'm like, damn, hold on, let me think about that for a minute.
All right, Jerry, what about you?
Saying if I knew it was a guarantee, then Ellie gotta die. But
Wow,
but also I also was the asshole who was playing the game and killed everybody in the operating
everybody in the room.
room.
Yeah, everybody in the room. Flamethrower to the face.
I left nobody's alive.
John actually has kids.
First of all, Jared, that's not being an asshole. That's what you're supposed to do. Everyone has to die in any game you ever play. I've never played a game where the option to kill somebody or not, and I never not chose kill them. I always kill them. But anyway,
You guys got to dodge.
But anyway, to answer Otto's question, no, I'm definitely saving my daughter 2.0.
Yeah, I think I would lean more towards still saving her, but it would be more confliction. You know what I'm saying? It would be a little bit. It would have made it a harder decision. For him, I didn't feel like it was a hard decision, but yeah, it would be a harder decision.
Yeah, the outlook is like, he lost his real daughter, and now this is his new world.
Yeah.
So what's saving the world without your world?
Without your world, yeah, true.
I can understand that. Like you asking somebody who don't have kids. But I get
you have a dog.
If I had to put my niece in that situation, oh yeah, for sure. I'm not. Yeah, it's a wrap.
What about the dog? You sacrifice your dog to save the world.
Yeah.
You love your dog.
He's gonna die anyway. He's gonna die anyway. So,
damn.
Heartless.
I'll be singing, I really miss my nigga.
I really miss my nigga. I really miss my nigga. White people you can sing it to, just change that into a W. Miss my wigger.
Those were the big franchises and movies and things that we missed in our hiatus. Most recently, Otto, you saw Evil Dead Rising, I believe it's called.
John and I saw it, yeah.
John saw
Evil Dead Rise.
You guys saw it together holding hands. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Just like that.
I love it. Who was player one and who was player two? All right, so
I was still player one.
so John, Otto John, got it. So Evil Dead Rising. Jared, you didn't see it, you said, right?
No.
Okay, all right. Evil Dead Rising just came out last week at the time of recording. Forget what day it is, but don't worry about it. What would you guys say? Review. What you got for it, Otto? Talk to me.
I guess I'll give it a low dope. I fucked up because I watched Evil Dead remake 2013 on Sunday, and then I watched this thing on Friday. And 2013 was just better, in my opinion. It was much better. What I liked about this about Rises is the women, gorgeous women covered in blood, killing things, very nice. The mom was hot as she was killing her kids, thumbs up. And then the final girl was awesome as well. But besides that, everything else was done better in the other one. So I was just like, okay. And then everybody on the internet was sucking this movie's dick. And then it was just by the time I got to watch it, it was good. It was a low dope, but it was, in my opinion, 2013 was better. I'm happy it made a lot of money. I will be there day one for the next one because it made so much money. They're like, oh, we're gonna crank one of these out every 2 years. So like, okay, there are.
John,
Yeah, go ahead, John.
John, you agree or?
Yeah, I mean, I for the most part I agree. Like I watched the film. I was hoping because so I agree with him. Evil Dead the remake, in my opinion, is I actually think it's better than the original. I love it. It's one of the few movies that the remake is better than the original. I love it, and it had a fear factor. You know, there's not many movies that give me any even a little bit of raising hair or anything like that. It's rare. I watch so many horror movies; it's all the same shit. I'm used to it. But Evil Dead the remake gave me that little oh shit, the hair's popped. I was like, oh, this is pretty creepy. The trailer made it seem like this would be the same thing. The problem is a lot of the good shit is in the trailer, and that is a big killer. So even like in the trailer, there's a part where like she's talking to her daughter, he's like, oh, mommy's with the maggots now. That's dope as fuck. That's a crazy line. You should have saved that shit for the movie. You gave it up so early. So a lot of this shit was done in the fucking trailer, and that ruins the scares, especially with horror movies. You can't. The whole point of a horror movie is those scares, so you got to keep that shit out of the trailers, in my opinion. And Evil Dead doesn't need much for a trailer. You literally could just do the camera zooming, and going out, and that's it. But anyway, it had a few good scares, had some good stuff to it, but you know, the effects were great. Like you said, you know, the final kill, the final girl, like the way they did it was dope. But the movie itself could have been more, and it was, to me, it wasn't scary, at all.
Not at all.
That's the part that sucked the most, because it had that feeling where it might have had that oh shit. And this was my big one for the year, because the other ones, like I'm hyped to see Insidious, I'm hyped to see Boogeyman, but I don't think I don't plan to get scared by them. They're just gonna be movies I'm hyped to see, because I mean, either fan of franchise or fan of Stephen King. This movie actually was like, oh shit, I might get a little scare out of it, because it's a rare thing for John to get scared from a movie. So I was hopeful, and it kind of that because I didn't have any, I actually probably go a high meh, because it didn't have any for me, and I was like, fuck, man, I was really hoping so, especially the fact that. So my thing with horror, since I was a kid, if I could relate to it, it makes it scarier to me. So like Michael Myers, Jason, all that shit, it never fucked with me, because it's done in the suburbs. Like I lived in the hood. Like
that's how I feel about Get Out.
Yeah, this was done in you know, like a high rise, you know, basically a rundown project building look kind of thing. I was like, oh shit, this might, you know, have some effect. You know, it might, you know, it's city driven. You know, you have more people you could haunt, more people you could attack. Oh shit, they're gonna make it, and they used the characters in the building well. They did a good job with it, but overall, it just didn't do it for me. And so I'm disappointed, because this is one of the movies I was most hyped about for the year. This is one of those films that I was like there. Like it was John Wick. This I'm hopeful for Guardians of the Galaxy, but this is one of them that I was hyped for, and it just did not meet the expectations at all.
Got it. So man, and Otto, you said dope.
I said low dope. Yeah, the title card though. Shout out to the title card review. That was pretty fucking sick. If you remember, John.
Quick question. Evil Dead, that wasn't that Bruce Campbell's thing?
Yeah, that's how I started.
Follow-up question. Are you in an oven?
Somewhat. It's the sunset.
He put the sunset filter on.
It's the sunset. He's the sunset.
He's like a bearded dragon.
Very romantic.
Thank you. I appreciate the beauty of it all.
It's like that sun lamp. You're a bearded dragon, bro.
But yeah, I mean, because I remember watching Evil Dead stuff in the before even commercials, and you had Bruce Campbell all over the thing. I didn't see him once in the commercials. So was he in it?
He's a producer. He's keeping the franchise going. He's making money off of it, but he was not in it.
So yeah, he was in the first two. That, you know, and those are good films. They're good. You know, I love them. They're great. They're comedy horror. You count that as an Evil Dead film?
They do.
All right. So he's in the first three, but they're comedy horror, but they still have the gore and still have the graphic violence, and you know, it's beautiful. And then he's in the TV show, which I actually liked. I thought was badass. Right. The TV show, but then the Evil Dead remake and this Evil Dead, no Bruce Campbell.
Okay, thank you.
He's actually in the post-credits scene in the 2013 version that I didn't even know existed until recently. They were teasing that they were gonna put them together, but then they ended up not doing it. He's just making money from being a producer.
Okay.
I have to rewatch my Blu-ray of 2013 because I didn't know it was post-credits scene.
It's on YouTube.
All right, nice.
All right.
I gotta go rewatch all the Insidiouses as well now.
So also, unfortunately, April 5th, the same week that Super Mario Brothers came out, a little small indie movie by the name of Air came out. And I believe I'm the only one that saw it.
Airbuds 3, Airbud.
No, just Air, AIR, Air. A great movie about some great history.
I tried to watch with you if they had an early release, like Wednesday night it come out, so Tuesday early release. I tried to. I was off that day. Wednesday I worked.
I saw it twice, saw it once, said I got to take my mama to see this. Took my mama to see it because my mama don't go to the movies often. I've said this before. She only goes to the movies to see Tom Cruise for some reason, and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. So I was like, all right, I got one for her. It's about Michael Jordan and his sneakers, his sneaker deal with Nike. I all jokes aside, everybody know how I feel about Jordan. Everybody knows how I feel about Jordans. I thought this was a very well put together movie. Um, it starts right out and puts you in the 80s. It gets you with the 80s soundtrack. So I think Jared, you said no, Otto, you said you love the 80s soundtrack that Mario had. Yeah, this has that right off the rip. It starts off with I want my MTV. As the credits is starting, that's what you hear first. The soundtrack is available, by the way. You can stream that. But
You
it
getting
puts you
paid
right
by
in the
Air
mood.
too, bro?
Yeah,
Huh?
dude, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this?
I mean, it's cutting promos.
God, was it good? Was
As
it
the
good?
only guy that's seen this, let me cook. Can I cook? So put the mute on since you guys disrespected artist equity and didn't watch the movie. Shout out to Matt and Ben. So as I was saying, great period piece, 1985. Puts you in the moment, shows you the legacy of Nike. CEO Phil Knight, they turned that company from third in the basketball, the division of sneakers to now one of the, if not the biggest sneaker company in the world. One of their biggest competitors at the time was Converse. They ended up buying Converse a couple years ago, and it shows you how Michael Jordan changed the way endorsement deals and stuff happen going forward. How athletes uh, um, earn more from their endorsements and things like that. And this is kind of the beginning. There's so much more to the story, but this movie specifically was well told. It's acted very well. It's a great story. It's engaging. Even knowing the outcome, it still has like a little. It has intensity to it. So I thought it was very well done. Not perfect. I would definitely say dope. I wouldn't say awesome. I'm not gonna, you guys can't say I'm on Nike's payroll or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But if Nike want to put me on the payroll, again, hold on, it's 2020vision.com. You can hit me up on there. Same thing for Kevin Feige, Nintendo. Holler at me. Anybody, everybody. I'm here. But yeah, dope. I think the movie was dope. Like I said, unfortunately, it came out the same week as the Juggernaut Super Mario Brothers. So a lot of people might have missed it on the radar, but it will be streaming soon. You guys can catch it there. Yeah, you guys can chime in now.
Question: when you watched it with your mom and it was over, did you rub it in her face that that's why I needed those Jordans, mom?
So we have a story with the one time she bought me some Adidas, and I think some trolls or something came in the house and one of the shoes mysteriously disappeared. And I still to this day don't know what happened to the shoe. So she brought up that story.
She disappeared? Just one of them?
Just one.
That was a duende.
Little gremlins or something. They only wanted one.
The
I seen that
duende.
in South Park.
They were breakdancing.
So they only wanted one. But she
it's a shoe gnome.
My mom, yeah, shoe gnome. But my mom, she enjoyed the story. Because there's a lot of stuff she didn't know. She kind of, she like I said, she enjoyed the story as well. It was a good period piece. It was informative. Like I said, we joked and laughed about it. The reason, like I said, the first time I saw it, and in my mind, I said I want to bring my mother, is because of the impact of Michael Jordan's mother to the story, and how she was one of the primary factors of him signing with Nike and even brokering the deal that was done. And I felt like it'll be a good bonding moment for me and my mom. Like I said, my mom doesn't go to movies much. She doesn't do a lot of stuff outside the house. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, went down south. So my mom was like, hey, we should do this. And she was with it. So we had a little bonding moment. Hi, mom. You already know what it is. Love you. So yeah, we had a good day at the movies together. So.
Follow-up question: do Matt or Ben take their shirts off?
No, but Ben is wearing some short shorts. If that.
The Jerry West's? He's wearing the Jerry West?
The Jerry song.
Oh no, actually no. He's wearing like running shorts, but he's also wearing the like the tights under it, so you don't see leg, you don't see skin. Sorry.
No bueno.
Sorry. Yeah, and unfortunately, Matt Damon is like he gained some weight for the part because the character he's playing, Sonny Vaccaro, was a little more weight, so he put on some pounds for it. So you don't see.
I can still crank it to a fat Matt Damon.
Yeah. But like I said, it was very well done. Even like I said, Marlon Wayans is only in one scene, and it's a very important scene. He did a very good job. You don't really see Marlon Wayans most as a dramatic actor. So he did a job. Chris Tucker's in it. The role he plays, he's in a couple of scenes. If you know the real person he plays and stuff, you see there's a very strong resemblance in the way he played the role.
Now, another question. Without spoiling much,
I mean,
you can pretend that they didn't send you a check. They didn't send you a check. Let's pretend they didn't send you a check.
They didn't.
Was the fact that Michael himself wasn't in the movie or shown in the movie? I know that
he's shown in the movie.
Say again?
He's in the movie. He's shown in the movie.
I see. And in the commercial, they show the back of the head. You're saying you see the front?
You see the side.
Exactly. So, like I said, the fact that this cocksucker is not in it, does it distract at all from the fact that it's about his story?
No, because like I said, his mom was one of the most important factors of the movie. Sonny Vaccaro was one of the most important factors of the movie. They're more important to this story. Obviously, we know Michael, we know his game, but it was more important of how Sonny saw him and convinced Phil Knight to take a chance on him, and how his mother saw him as a player that can change the game, and she decided to take a risk on having him, like I said, barter the deal that he eventually did sign with Nike. So it was more important to show these other factors. Michael is Michael. We know what he did. 6-time champion, 4-time MVP, greatest player in the world. Don't debate me on it. We know that. But this was
at any time did they try to go to Sam Bowie for a sneaker contract?
They speak on that, and they say no. They like I said, they go through the board. They talk about the actual players. Basically, back then, Nike had a $250K budget, and they were going to try to sign 3 people. And they were like, "Can we get Stockton? Maybe Barkley? Maybe." They went through some names, and they kind of said why and why not, and then they took a risk.
But Sam Bowie was one of them.
Sam Bowie was already signed with I think someone. I think he signed with like Converse and like that thing.
It's just so great.
He was on the table. But they do talk
for you, who's not a big basketball person. A lot of teams.
That I'm not a basketball.
No, for Otto, a lot of teams went with Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. Bowie over Michael Jordan.
So Hakeem Olajuwon was the number 1 pick. He went from University of Houston to the Houston Rockets. It was the likely, obviously, pick. The Portland Trailblazers already had Clyde Drexler the previous year, so they didn't need another shooting guard, so they went to big man, Sam Bowie. And then the Chicago Bulls took with the number 3 pick.
My final question on the matter, since I'm not really a big basketball guy. 1, does LeBron have a shoe? And 2, when the LeBron shoe movie gets made and it makes more money than this, will that upset you?
The LeBron. So we can also speak on that real quick. Because one of the movies we did not mention was House Party, which was produced by LeBron, and it's horrible. So that is the LeBron movie you can have. Also, there was Space Jam, New Legacy that came out last year, which was also horrible. So yeah, we talk about those LeBron movies, and they suck. Trash for both ratings. I'll edit that in.
Space Jam 2, $167 million. Air, $15. That's Paul. Because Paul started twice, but he got a 2 for 1. So that was it.
Did he sneak his mom in?
I don't have a shoe in this game. I'm just saying. Run.
I saw it twice. I seen it with people both times, so it's definitely more than $15. And yes, it again going up against a juggernaut as Super Mario Brothers. Mario, not Luigi, brothers. It suffered with obviously families going to see one movie over the other. But like I said, I saw it twice. I saw both twice. I saw Mario twice and I saw Air twice. So I support. You know what I'm saying? But moving on. That was that week. What else did we miss? Did anybody see The Covenant?
That's brand new though.
Otto, I'm surprising you.
I don't know what the fuck that is. I haven't even heard of this.
The Guy Ritchie
movie.
Oh, nah. It doesn't look good.
Okay.
Jake and some terrorist guy doing terrorist shit. I don't know. And I love Jake. Well,
what about
I watched
Dungeons
Guy
and
Ritchie's other
Dragons.
movie, Guy Ritchie's other movie, which had a horrible name, Project Fortune. I saw that. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Did you see
No
Dungeons and
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dragons?
No.
No.
How
No
was
plans.
surprising you? It's making a lot of money, so somebody saw it. Renfield?
No.
That's
As much as I want to see
Nicolas
Nick Cage as Dracula,
Yeah.
as much as I want to see
Home.
that, I watch it at home.
All right. So
Beef.
what else did we miss? Otto, what else did you see that we missed?
Beef.
Beef.
No, don't let me get out of here. I got 3 episodes left.
Oh, we don't have to spoil it. We saw Beef. I thought Beef was dope. I put aside my racism, you guys know, and I enjoyed it. It was a good show. John, I'm assuming you're enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I got 3 episodes left, but I'm loving it.
Okay, cool. Jared, you said you didn't see it yet.
I haven't watched it yet. No.
Yeah, Jared didn't see it. I will also go dope. It gets darker than I thought it was going to. It's legit beef. It's not just, yeah.
Jared, they're like 30, 40-minute long episodes, bro. Knock it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can go through it
Yeah.
real quick. Yeah,
It's a good show.
yeah.
My only critique on Beef without spoiling anything is I would have ended it on episode 9. I thought the last episode was a little bit too much. Also, apparently one of the guys is a rapist in real life, which these things happen.
Oh yeah, the cousin.
Yeah. But
So
don't let that interrupt your enjoying of the show. You can enjoy it. He said,
I'm hearing rumors.
Proven guilty.
I'm hearing rumor that they may continue the story.
Yeah, if it does well enough, yeah.
Yeah. So once again, just like John Wick,
we'll follow
it
up
may end there unless the money talks.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
But I feel like it could end where it ends. But again, if Netflix is like, no, bring it back and add Millie Bobby Brown into it, and let's keep it going.
Did anybody watch Ghosted? That came out this weekend on Apple TV Plus. No, just me. Okay. Do any of you have Apple TV Plus?
No.
Yeah.
Jared has. So Jared, you just haven't peeped because no interest?
I really haven't even turned Apple TV on, period.
Yeah, I gotta watch Ted Lasso. I gotta watch the new season of Ted Lasso. I haven't seen that yet.
Well, I mean, I would say it's worth watching for free on that service. This is Chris Evans and Anna de Armas' 3rd movie together. So Knives Out, and then Gray Man, and now this.
Okay.
This is the worst one of them. But,
oh wow!
But he's hot. He's hot. There's 3 Avengers in it. It's okay. I would say it's a meh. I would give it a meh on the grade pending scale. But again, if you're not watching anything, you put it on at home. It made me laugh a couple times. So, it's all right. It's just I would never pay for it ever.
Jared, you saw Tiana Taylor's movie. What was it called again?
1001.
1001. Talk to me. What you thought about that?
It was a pretty good movie. It was set back in the 90s. It had a lot of. It felt like an old 90s movie too, but it was. I guess without really spoiling much of it, it's a. Like it was about a kid, growing up, who's basically like a foster child, and you would have thought Tiana was, growing up in the whole movie, you would have thought that Tiana was a bad mother. She went to prison, came out. This kid that she saw, across the street, was her son, and then his foster mother wasn't treating him well. He's in a hospital. She takes him back. She raises him. She gets a new man. New man is out here, dibble and dabble with other women and stuff. But he came to be a real, he came to be a man after, and the kid wanted to be he always wanted to have a father figure, so he always looked up to dude. I mean, it was a pretty good movie. It had a lot of emotion to it. It had a lot of heart to it. Tiana did a good job acting in it. Wasn't just looking at her body. She actually did a good job, acting. And even like the main actors, like I can't remember the boy's name right now, but like him as a child and him as a teenager was pretty dope. The father figure. Should I give spoilers? Or no.
Go ahead.
All right, the father figure, when he's dying from cancer, it
happens.
Like it was no real closure, and for the kid, and then social services comes down because the kid's trying to go to college, whatever, and they got all these fake documentation because she basically abducted her child, and then it got real wild, real crazy. I remember the whole audience was after a while, I was like, what the entire fuck just happened? And it was pretty good. Like it was a pretty good movie. I would encourage anybody to watch it. At least once, But yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
All right, all right.
I'll give it dope.
Dope. All right. Let's see what else do we. So, I think I'm the only one that watched The Mandalorian season 3.
You fool.
I got like 2 episodes left.
2 episodes left. All right.
I got a whole season left.
Again, this wasn't the best season, obviously. Interesting season. They threw a lot in there. There's a lot of other stuff that they're introducing because they're branching out to obviously semi retcon, episodes 7, 8, 9 of the movies, but they're kind of like trying to fill in the gaps between that to make it make more sense. And we're doing that with obviously the Rebels and Clone Wars characters from the animated series. So we got Bo-Katan, Ahsoka coming. Grand Admiral Thrawn's gonna be in there, so they're adding a bunch of characters and stuff in there. So we're getting, it's just a lot. It's the Mandalorian. It's now featuring about 100 Mandalorians. So he's kind of getting lost in his own show, but it's payback because he stole Boba Fett's show. So it's like, all right, snatching. Ahsoka kind of stole his show, and I just feel like they're not focused on these shows so far. Like I said, Boba Fett got turned into Mandalorian season 2.5, and it's like Mandalorian 3 season 3 turned into Bo-Katan season 1 as well. So it's too much intertwined within it. You said you got what, 2 more episodes left, John?
Yeah.
What do you think about it so far?
I don't mind it. I do agree though. It is becoming like the Mandalorians
Yeah.
Bo-Katan show. Like, but I did thought, I did enjoy it thoroughly. Like I one thing that I always give Star Wars credit for, as much as I'm not a big Star Wars person, is that they always have new creatures, new like their designs and stuff like always pretty dope. It's always original, which I can respect that. That you don't have a million fucking people who look the same. It's completely different. So I always enjoyed the costume design and the graphic designs and the creature creation. But
I'm a creature.
Did I call who?
Lizzo.
What?
I think Lizzo was the name of the person.
No, I didn't call Lizzo creature.
We're not touching that one. Moving on.
But I am enjoying what I've seen so far.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't hate it. I'd probably go with it low dope. I definitely still enjoyed the season. I definitely still watched it, every day on Wednesday. Just not when I woke up in the morning, as I usually would. I watched it later. I think Otto, you asked me a couple times, like, yeah, I watched it on my lunch break. Then lunch came and went. I was like, yeah, I'll watch it later when I get home. It wasn't like, oh, I gotta watch it. It was like, yeah, I'll get to it. But yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best season.
Is it because of Lizzo?
No, it is not because of Lizzo. I didn't know she was going to. I think that was the episode that Otto asked me about, and I didn't know Lizzo and Jack Black was on there, and they weren't needed. That whole episode could have just got taken out. It wasn't needed. I don't know, John, did you get to that episode yet?
No, that's why I guess I didn't get the Lizzo joke.
Oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, that happens. Lizzo's there. Jack Black as well. We're not going to just focus on her. Jack Black is there too. And
Is he
just
Bowser?
awkward.
He's Bowser. It's fine. Bowser's
Yeah,
fine.
no, but it just was out of place. The characters they played, you'll see it, John. It's like they didn't. Why are they here? It was like they got some money in the budget. They was like, hey, let's get some famous pop stars. Let's throw some people in here. At least when what's his name was last season. What's the comedian? I can't think his name right now.
Oh, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. At least when he was in there, he had substance to his character. Had substance.
Good character, yeah.
To the story and to the Star Wars lore and the world.
And he hated Star Wars.
He did, but he actually came around, as did John, and liked it. But
he didn't come around. He got a check.
Yeah, and the check. But his character, like at least no matter how he felt about it, the character he portrayed in it wasn't just because it's Bill Burr. Hey, look, guys, it's Bill Burr. It was like, oh, this guy has got a history. He talked about like his planet he was there when some stuff happened. It was like, okay, there's something there. Lizzo and Jack Black were just there because they're Lizzo and Jack Black. That was it. Like, so it really wasn't necessary. The Wu-Tang series on Hulu, I loved it. It ended. I'm sad. 3 seasons. I think it was awesome. I'm giving all the way up awesome. I enjoyed the storytelling, the fairy tale loosely based on the actual facts, because we don't need to incriminate anybody for the activity they may have partook in or may not have partook in back in the 90s and 80s. But I love the storytelling of how the group was formed, the creation of the albums, uh, the conflict that they went through. Obviously having to deal with 9, 10 members and management and things, and all of that stuff. Three seasons, all great. I acknowledge everybody watch it. Awesome is my grade. Otto, yes.
Yeah. Did they acknowledge the Wu-Tang financial era?
Yes.
Well, they don't need to. We all know you need to diversify your bonds.
Okay.
You got to diversify your bonds. That's like, yeah, you got to diversify your bonds. That's all everybody needs to know. They didn't need to dive into that.
What is a Wu-Tang Clan?
But I definitely thought, like I said, it's on Hulu. Check it out. Watch it. And I think did we miss anything?
Well,
I just want to know if we could talk about the future real quick. I have 2 quick questions for you guys. If we're done with the past, are we done with the past?
Jared, you had something that we missed?
I was gonna say, although I need to really catch up completely, but I heard the series finale of Snowfall was amazing too.
I got to start that. I'm gonna probably start it now. Now that some other things have ended, I'm gonna probably start. I haven't watched
People
any
are
of it.
saying a lot of great shit about that series though.
I've heard good things. I should get down to it.
That's on my list. That's on my Hulu list as well.
I'm still racist, but I heard it was good. That being said, Succession, which is all white people, that show. Whew, gotta watch Succession. And Barry, holy shit. Can we talk about the future?
Let's talk about the future.
So Guardians, the next big one. We're excited for Guardians. I just read that it's not doing well tracking wise.
All right, so we're not gonna talk about that right now because Otto's a hater. So moving on.
Hold on. I have a legit question. One, I want this movie to succeed because this is a DC movie, so I want it to.
That might be why it's not tracking well. People are confused. People think it's a DC movie. That's the problem. See.
My question is, since we're recording this, still in April. Will Kang get recast?
No.
Your predictions. And if he does get recast, and The Rock is busy, who will be the new Kang?
We do not want The Rock in the MCU because he is a franchise killer, contrary to popular belief. Just watch the movie faster. Just watch all of those jungle movies he's done. I don't care what nobody says. Fast and Furious was already on an upswing before he got there.
Oh, look at Black Adam.
He killed G.I. Joe.
Focus on the question. Will he be recast? Do you think he'll be
We
recast?
do not want him there. As far as Jonathan Majors goes, we will save that for an episode of Words, Music, Dance, which we will be coming back shortly. You will see that Wednesdays on A2021Vision.com, where we get more into politics and things like that, and current events, and pop culture, and news.
That's why I'm not invited. That's why I'm not invited.
You've always been invited. You guys can come and give your hatred towards Kang.
That's not true. Grade pending, I'm always invited. I have not been invited to a World Music Dance in like 2 years.
That is not true. You've been invited. You are always busy when we record.
I don't even know what that is.
You are always busy when we record. You were on the first episode. You always invited. Okay. Speaking of which, you had your own show. Unpopular opinion, which we still wait for episodes of that to come back.
I'm going through a tunnel.
Yeah. But yes, the 2020 Vision will be back. We're gonna get more going. Like I said, I take a little hiatus. Needed to refresh. Need a little woosah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm ready to start recording things. We're gonna get back into work. Like I said, we done caught up on these movies now. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is next. Jared has his fingers up. What's going on?
Good question. I feel like we have to wrap up.
Yeah, time is running down.
Yeah. I want to hit the other two because we had this conversation. Jack Black mentioned that because he was promoting Mario, and he was saying that he thinks that Red Dead Redemption would be a great adaptation as well because Last of Us, it was such a good show and so forth. Do y'all think that a Red Dead Redemption adaptation should be made, and if so, like where do you begin from?
I love Red Dead 1 and 2, and I would love to see Red Dead adapted. I don't know if it'll be much of a difference between any cowboy movie because essentially Red Dead is just a bunch of cowboy movies put together with like a bunch of scenes from different cowboy movies. But I would love to see John Marston and what's this other guy's name?
Dutch.
Well, Jared, the main character from part 2, his name is
Arthur.
Thank you, Arthur Morgan. Yeah, I would love to see them. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I would love to see it. John?
Being someone who didn't finish Red Dead 2,
This guy and his fucking kids, bro.
I gotta get rid of him. It's hard, bro. I left them in a park one time and they found their way home.
Damn it.
Good job for them. Good job for them.
They're like bloodhounds.
But
I would
meanwhile, when I
like to
said
see
I
it.
would kill Ellie, that was bad.
Yeah. I would like to see it. I just don't know what order you go in because one is actually takes place after two. So I don't know if Star Wars it and go in make part two, or I should, before I say Star Wars, I should say The Godfather it, whereas Godfather 2 was the flashback to part one. You know, I don't know if you go in that order. I probably would play out better that way. But I would like to see it if done correctly. Story wise, there is still emotional heart to the characters. Like you said, Otto, it is just a Western. But I think if you can get to the character development better, it doesn't feel like it's just a Western, same way like The Last of Us and the beginning of Walking Dead wasn't just a zombie movie, a zombie show. It was more about the people and characters. So yes, if done correctly and focusing on the heart of it, I would like to see it. I don't know who would be involved with it.
The Rock.
No.
Nah.
He gonna be litty.
Something I forgot because we were talking about movies and video games and all that stuff. The Tetris movie. Did anybody see that?
That's a thing.
It's a
Yeah,
thing.
it's on
Tetris.
Apple TV Plus, and I want to see it, but I don't know why I can't press play. I haven't been able to press play.
Because it's a fucking movie about Tetris.
It's a movie about Tetris. I told you this month had a lot of nostalgia. We had Air, we had Mario, we had Tetris. It was my childhood, baby. Like let's go. Thank you everybody. I was gonna say thank Kevin Feige, but no, thank you everybody that's just going back to 1985. That was a good year. 1985 was a good year. Well, Tetris came out like the 90s, I want to say. But yeah, they touched on my
What?
childhood and
No. It came
No,
out
Tetris gotta be an 80s game.
late
That's why
80s.
you gotta watch the movie, Paul.
That's why I gotta watch the movie. But no, because it wasn't on Nintendo. It was on the Game Boy, which came out later. So I want to say late 80s, 88, 89 maybe.
Do the research, Otto. Do it.
I'm doing it.
It was on the Game Boy first, I thought. I don't know if
Wait,
it was on
Mr.
Nintendo.
Hold on, Mr. Apple TV. You didn't watch Tetris?
1984. No, I just told you.
It was 84?
That's right, yeah.
84.
But was it on the Nintendo though?
1984, initial
Yeah.
release.
NES.
Okay, I didn't have it on Nintendo. I had it on the Game Boy. I think it came with the Game Boy.
PC game. It was a PC
You were
game.
too
first.
busy playing fucking Punch Out. That's why.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to
Agreed.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out, the OG. You know what I'm saying? That was the game. So yeah. So all right. So how much time we got left? Yeah. So the future, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We got Fast 10 or Fast X coming after that.
Flash.
What else we got?
The Flash fucking film.
The Flash.
AKA
Yeah.
Batman.
Forgot about that movie. Yeah. You know the guy that kidnaps Native American women and
But we don't
beats up
beat
on
them,
old people.
Liu Kang, let's go. Liu Kang.
Man, DC and Marvel can sure cast them, can't they? Man, whew. Yeah. So we're back. Like I said, we're gonna try to get this consistent again. This was just recap.
See you guys in 2 months for another recap.
We'll see you in a week or so, hopefully. Oh, we got George Foreman coming out next week. I might check that out. I don't know if I'm gonna see it this week. Gotta see George. Well, they made an Ali movie, but it wasn't like a theatrical. It was but when they do make one, I'm already ready. I get a Foreman shirt. They got the
what?
popcorn 10.
I got a grill.
I had one. I had a grill.
Same here.
John's like, wait, what? There's a George Foreman film.
Yeah, big George Foreman.
No. I mistaken what Paul said. I thought he said they didn't do a major Ali film, and I was like, no respect for Will Smith.
Will Smith, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was Ali. I forgot about that.
Yes, he was.
Whoa, don't disrespect it. He did a phenomenal
Wow.
job. He got robbed for his Oscar.
Well, Jamie Foxx
A
won.
man smacks somebody once, all of a sudden you forget the movie.
I forgot about that. I didn't. To be honest, it was.
Wow.
That was a good movie.
Disrespectful.
Wow.
I
That
didn't
was
think
a
it was
really
that
good
great.
movie.
I didn't think
He
it
got
was
robbed for his Oscar. He got robbed.
or he didn't deserve it.
Wow.
But we'll come back. We'll talk about that later in another episode.
In a while, and you can tell.
I think, I don't. It doesn't even stand out to me like that. As I'm looking back to, I'm like, yeah, it did happen. I just don't remember it.
He did a phenomenal job
I guess.
playing Ali.
Will Smith for Liu Kang.
Oh God. No.
He's smacking all the Avengers around.
I would like to see it.
Speaking of which, Marlon Wayans did a stand-up with his side of the story with the slap. Check that out as well. I think it's called God Loves Me on HBO Max because he's tied to Chris
Oh,
Rock,
I'm
Will
about to say,
Smith,
how's he have a side of the
Jada.
story? I got
Yeah,
you.
they all grew up together. He knows all of them, so you got to watch it to get to his story. It's probably his best stand up, probably because
Was
it's tied to all of them and the slap and how he plays a part in it. He says Will Smith slapped Chris Rock because God loves him, and you watch it, you'll see why. It's hilarious, but it's also great storytelling.
spoilers? His Marlon Wayne's also fucking Jada.
I
Watch
assume as
the
well.
stand up. He
When he said
wanted
how he
to.
pronounced it, I was like, oh, he's also fucking Jada.
Spoiler alert! In his mind, Will stole her from him.
Okay.
Oh.
You got to watch the stand up. He goes into all of that. He goes into all of that.
Marlon Wayans for king. Marlon Wayans for king.
Then Marlon Wayans also see Otto's mouth.
Possibly. I got no problem with that.
Good callback.
I was raised by the Wayans.
But yo, no, just to give you a quick, like I said, Marlon was originally going to be the rib guy, and I'm gonna get you, sucker. But Chris Rock was chosen. He took that part from him. So, like I said, he goes through the timeline of events that ties them to all of them, and why he said all this stuff happened because God loves him, because all of them are
Nice.
screwed up because God loves him. So it's funny. You got to watch it. It's on HBO Max. Yeah. So we've covered everybody: HBO Max, Netflix, Apple
Stop
TV
calling
Plus,
it that, man. It's called Max
Prime.
now. It's called Max. Stop
Oh,
misgendering.
it's gonna be Max. Yeah, it's gonna be Max, but it's still HBO Max for now. Yeah. Oh, we missed Paramount Plus. Anything new on there?
They put on Babylon. I'm a fan. I love Brad Pitt, but I just did not enjoy the movie. I tried.
You finished it though, John? You finished it?
I got 2 hours and 27 minutes in. I almost finished it. And I was like,
You got 40 minutes left. You got 40 minutes left. John, there's an Avatar sequence in it, and there's a Terminator sequence in it. If you finish the movie,
I still have not seen Avatar, by the way, even though it's been free for like 3 months, 2 months.
Same.
That's fine. But
You ain't missing nothing.
Babylon.
You ain't missing anything.
Oh, and the Spider-Mans are on Disney Plus.
Yep.
The first 3 Spider-Mans, not the new Spider-Mans, the OG Spider-Mans. But we'll be
And
back.
Homecoming.
Like I said, thank you
John,
guys for
isn't it
watching.
nice when we own things, we don't have to worry about when they're on streamers. Like
That's all good.
Spider-Man's
It's the
all
best.
right there. Like,
But
the
we
fuck?
stream. But thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Comment.
Okay.
Otto asked you guys a question earlier. Don't forget that. Put that in the bottom too. Do all that good stuff.
Okay.
We'll see you for the next movie.
Did you fuck
Peace.
my mom?